Okay, as we all know, I tend to experience technical difficulties when we are starting our streams, so let me pull my channel up on my phone real quick, just to make sure you all can hear me, and then once I am sure everybody can hear me, I will get right into it. I do have a link to drop, I just want to make sure people can hear me first. Okay, people can hear me. We are good. Hello, Kid Kitty. Welcome. I appreciate you stopping in to say hi and hitting the like button. I will make you moderator. If you are not already moderator, just remind me after the live that I told you I would do it, and I will definitely get to it. I forgot to do it before today's live started, and that is my apologies. While you are here, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, just so you can follow along with the cases. While you are there, please hit the like button. It not only gets me into the algorithm and gets my videos put out, it helps you all get notified. Speaking of notified, please make sure you hit the notifications button. I don't always know when I'm going live. I don't always make it known when I'm going live. So the best way, hopefully, for you guys to find out that I am live is by hitting that notification button. With that being said, I will continue to greet people as you enter, so do not feel bad if you are late, or because there is no such thing as late in my channel, there is only on time. However, with that being said, feel free to pop in as you can. You are so welcome, Kitty. I am going to go ahead and get started, hopefully, if this chooses to like us today. It's going to start on the wrong slide. Hang on a second. We should go all the way back to the beginning. I promise these will change as I get more and more comfortable. However, a few things that I ask, at least for the first few streams, is that people are patient with me. I treat others with patience, so I ask the same in return, especially for the first few lives while we navigate the technical difficulties. Please enjoy yourselves. I don't mind off-topic conversations. Just keep them appropriate. That's all I ask. If you come up on panel, I did not put it up. Today is an open panel. That being said, if you come on panel, I ask that you are dressed appropriately or you camera off, for obvious reasons. Thank you, Kitty. I was a little nervous. Any criticism towards me or the disabilities mentioned in the cases that I cover is not allowed, as I have made this channel to be a safe space. We are talking about a case involving disabilities today, so I'm just going to throw that out there now. Any of my social media has not been made public yet. If you have social media with me, please do not give it out to others in chat or in comments without asking me first. Any questions about anything that I have just said, or you have a question and you're watching on replay, feel free to leave it in either the live chat or comments. But I think that my rules are fairly simple to follow. Speak for those who can't with Detective Chase, who is on the case. Trigger warning. I do mention abduction. I will be mentioning grief. There will be mental health topics talked about today. Trigger warning in general. Grief and death is mentioned. Does not mean we are going fully into death, but we will be mentioning death as it does pertain to the case we are covering. Thank you, Kid Kitty. I appreciate that. While we are, let me switch to this. While you look at the copyright disclaimer for 1 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. I need to do something real quick. As soon as I get done what I am doing, we will move on from the copyright description. I just need to do something real quick while I think about it. Here we go. Give me 1 second and we will continue. I know it's kind of boring saying at the same thing. I apologize. I am hopefully going to be able to figure this out and we can move on. Just give me a minute to find what I am looking for, because I cannot find it at the second. Kid Kitty, if you're still here, I was going to make you moderator, but I cannot find the link to your channel. So if you would not mind dropping that, I would appreciate it so that I can make you moderator. With that being said, we are covering the case of Nathaniel Kling. He's been missing since February 2nd, 2023. So not a cold case, but definitely worth mentioning. Sometimes losing people can lead to wanting to find them. For those who have special needs, sometimes this can go wrong, and sometimes this can go wrong very quickly. So this is Nathaniel Kling. He is originally from Nevada. I did not put his date of birth in, however, I will get there and update this with it. He is a male. He's 13 years old, Caucasian. He's been involved with CPS. Not only that, he has autism and ADHD as well as OCD. Hence why I am covering. You are welcome, Kitty. And that's okay. Figured I would do it. Somebody mentioned your name to me, so I wanted to put it out there. Cases involving CPS sometimes get very little coverage. A lot of the older cases have pages worth of information on Google. This case has about 1 on Google, which limits the information that the public has access to, which does make this case harder than some of the other cases that have more information. With that being said, this case does have a Facebook group. If you want it, I can drop the link, but you will have to wait until this is done. A little bit of background. Nathan lost his father in 2019. From there, he went to live with his stepmother until his biological mother wanted custody back of him. He then went to Las Vegas, Nevada to live with his biological mother until he was taken by the state, which means that CPS was given custody of him and he was placed into child haven. He could still be struggling with the loss of his father. Although at first it was thought that Nathaniel could be by his father's grave in Nevada or somewhere in Nevada, it is now being put out that he could be anywhere. Last he was reported, however, was being seen in Utah with possibly 2 men. Run away, but maybe not the reason you expect. Nathaniel is considered as a runaway. Reports say, however, that Child Haven was not always the best place for kids to be at. With the recent grief, I wonder what resources were given to Nathaniel. Could his father's passing truly been a reason to run? Or was he frustrated with so much going on that he just wanted to go away? And to him, that is how he got away. As more information becomes available, I will continue to cover this case. However, at the moment, the information I presented in today's video is really the only information that the public has at the moment. However, if you see Nathaniel, please contact your local sheriff department and leave me a comment on this video. I will let the Facebook page know, as the stepmother in this case has been working very hard on it. With that being said, though, please do not leave uncredible comments saying that you have seen Nathaniel or possibly the two males that Nathaniel was traveling with, because we do not want to spread or give non-credible information to a stepmother who is already struggling enough as it is with this case. With that being said, however, that reaches the end of my PowerPoint. With that being said, however, we are still going to continue to talk. I am not leaving yet. We have time. We only just started. I am still waiting to see maybe if a few more people pop in. Hello, SRB. That is okay. You are not fully late. You only missed the beginning. I was planning on having a conversation about mental health and grief anyways, so technically you are not late. With this being said, I wanted to... Ooh. Let me know how the bench turns out. That sounds like fun. I am going to drop the link to Nathaniel's search group on Facebook. If you have Facebook and you are not already a part of it, it is definitely worth getting into. I will drop that link. Give me 1 second. And also, with that being said, they go into a lot of detail about Nathaniel on that page as well. That's all good. I wasn't even sure if I was going live today, to be honest. I was clicking it around, but I saw, and I'll drop the link as well. The link I just dropped, for those catching it on replay or in chat, is for Nathaniel Kling's Facebook group. I also just figured out that there is another creator who is going live on Nathaniel's case as well, which I will pull up their link for you guys and drop it in chat. Sleuth Mom, who's been doing amazing coverage lately of the Letitia Stout trial involving Gannon, is, I believe, if it's not her, it is Truth Teller. Let me see. Nope, it is Sleuth Mom. Sleuth Mom is going live some point tonight, I assume, based off of her community post. So I will drop her link. It is always great, and it actually motivated me to cover the case today because I wasn't going to, and then I saw Sleuth Mom going live and wanted to make sure that I get the word out as well. There is another page that Nathaniel Kling's family runs that I want to drop the link to for Facebook, just so people have it. Yeah, Kitty, how's your day going? How are you, SRB? How's everybody doing? I'm glad your hubby's getting better, Kitty. Um, Not really sure what the circumstance is, but we always wish well wishes on everybody. I will wait for SRB to answer how SRB is doing. It is beautiful out. I don't know what the temperature is where you are, SRB, but it is currently. That's not what I was looking for. It is currently 69 degrees here. So, oh, Kitty, yeah, prayers and well wishes. I know how it is. Without giving too much detail, I was up most of last night dealing with anxiety and some trauma stuff that flared up, and then, ooh, that's warm. The reality is of it, to be honest, too. Not every day is a good autism day, and today hasn't been the best day. So I was kicking around even going live, but you know, Nathaniel's case, Nathaniel deserves to be brought home from wherever he is. And so do all of the other missing kids and missing adults out there. Regardless of if they have special needs or not, they all deserve in some way to be brought home. And there is another case I've been looking at covering. Haven't set my mind on it yet, but there is another case in the works. Not sure when my next live will be, but to throw it out there for thank you, SRB. It's not therapy. I mean, I'd never say that YouTube is a place to put everything out there. I see a therapist, have a therapist, but I'm also a person who believes in being open and honest with the members of their channel. And it's why this live was so sudden, was I wasn't sure I was going to go live, and then I forgot to set a live for later in the day, so we have this. With the new changes that YouTube's coming out with, maybe if you're a content creator, you already know this, but I'll put it out anyways. That is true, Kitty. If you're a content creator, just keep in mind that if you don't go live at least once a month, that YouTube will consider your account a insufficient account to say the least, and you will be dropped. So if you are an up and coming creator like myself, just make sure you're doing at least one video or a live or something to get people engaged within 30 days, or you will lose not only your channel but all of your lovely subscribers. I don't want that to happen to anyone. I was told about it, and when I'm told about things like that, I pass it on. So that is my message to anybody who maybe has not gone live in a little. Yes, I did not know that either. I had heard it the other day on another channel that I am subscribed to, and I will not say the name because they like to keep their community a little safer than what I would. They keep their community safer than I keep our community, but it is out there. So I'm not sure when it's going into effect. I just know that it is definitely coming. So a lot of subscriber counts are going to plummet as well, because even that can be affected. With that being said, there's a few other creators going live, or currently that are live, I should say, that we covered last week when we did this. Alex Erickson is currently live. She is talking about Summer Wells. If you want to pop over there, don't go yet though, because we're not done. But if you are looking for another case to go to, you can definitely hop over there. Evil with CJ is going live tonight at 7:30 Eastern to talk about open topics, case updates, and more. That's an open panel. You'll probably see me over there. Maybe not right at 7:30, but as long as I am awake, that is where I will be, unless somebody else comes up with something worth watching. Not that things are not worth watching, but I do jump around. Crime Curious is going live at 8 p.m. Eastern to talk about, I believe, Letitia Stotch. Again, she's a really good one. She covers a lot of good stuff with the attorney she's partnered with, and I thought somebody else was going live today, but does not look like they are yet. With that being said, though, and covering the topic of grief, my heart goes out to anybody who's grieving, because I get it. I've been there. I won't say I'm currently there, but I've been there. And as I said on my last tab, I've heard the teacher's case is getting a little crazy, kitty. But as I've said on my last live, the next couple months is going to be a little rough for me, which is why spontaneous lives may pop up. Looks like the Glarer is currently live as well. I've heard some craziness about Letitia's case, so it's part of the reason why I did not jump into her case, because it's been going crazy. Looks like Lori Valor's case is also going on at the moment. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that case. I was looking for something I cannot find. Sarah Dreyer, who, if you are involved in the true crime community, you'll know she went missing. She sadly was found. They found the bodies. They found her body. They're not going to detail the exact location that she was found, but it was in the preserve. So please keep her family in your thoughts for the upcoming weeks. I ask, as a safe space, as a safe channel, that you leave her family alone in the nicest possible way. We don't need to bother them. They deserve their time. I can pull up a picture of Sarah. Give me a second. I will pull up her picture. So she is a Florida mom who went missing on April 10th. She disappeared after dropping her children off at a private school and returning home. She left her home later that day and went to the back entrance of Bell Creek Nature Preserve in Riverview, Florida. She was captured on Ring camera At 2:01 p.m., she was seen walking alone, only carrying her phone. That was the last time she was seen, and despite several huge search operations being held, she could not be found. The volunteer search team, Sunshine State Sonar, confirmed on social media that Trier has been found and she has sadly passed away. They said, teamed up with our partners at We Are the Essentials, we are sad to announce we have found Sarah Trier tonight. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Sarah's entire family. We teamed up with the search team. We arrived at Sarah's home at approximately 3:30 p.m. After a quick chat with Sarah's friends and family, we sonar searched the lake behind her home. When that search turned up nothing, we decided to search a heavily wooded nature preserve at the end of her street. 2 hours into that ground search and approximately 2 miles deep in the woods, we were able to locate Sarah. Unfortunately, she was deceased. Please pray for Sarah's children. Lots of tears tonight. This is a heartbreaking situation. I will post the link to this article in chat. It is so sad. That is the link to Sarah's article if you'd like to read it. If you were not aware that she had been found passed away. Oh, okay. Yeah, I come across JLR's post every so often. Trying to look and make sure we didn't miss anything else while we are looking. Noel Alvarez, who is the missing boy from Texas, whose family apparently left the country and fled to India last I had heard, is still missing. Summer Wells is still missing. Who else? Want to make sure we don't lose anybody else that I can point out while we are still here. Actually, I spoke wrong. Sleuth Mom's live is going to be tomorrow night covering Nathaniel Kling, but it's still nice to get the word out, and his case still gives coverage. With that being said, I'll be at Sleuth Mom's tomorrow night because she has been reached out to by an administrator of the missing group, and I really want to see their conversation and what that entails. Hello, Tia. Nice to see you here. A very nice surprise. And we will get to the Decipher Girls and what they have been covering in a moment after we make sure that we are not missing anything else true crime wise while I look through real quick. It is always nice when new faces join our streams. Let's see, what else can we look into? Sleuth Mom does awesome coverage. We've looked into her. Avery Shannon was covering an amazing case that I actually want to cover as well, if anybody is interested. The Casey book story has piqued my attention. Avery started covering it I will drop her channel link. But with Avery recently covering it, I listened to the whole thing. It's going to definitely be a heavy trigger warning live, but I definitely want to draw attention. Let me drop Avery's link. Sleuth Mom is good. There are so many amazing creators, though. Once we are done looking through that, I want to pull up something on this and see what's coming up. If you have been following Evil CJ's coverage of the Stephen Smith case, another amazing team of ladies to cover that are covering Stephen Smith's case is the Decipher podcast. That's ran by Tia and LFT, and probably a few other people behind the scenes. I've been hanging out there for, I think, 2-ish months now, actually. And they are beyond amazing. They have been covering so many awesome cases. They cover the murder dogs cases. It's been a very good channel. I forget when I started following the Decipher podcast, forget which case it was, but I've been following them since they started covering the murder dogs case about 2 months ago. So if you're looking for a good channel that goes into the middle of the night here on the East Coast. Well, I was getting there, Tia. And you were looking for content creators that understand mental health, but also just go into their own research on cases. Uh-oh. Sorry, Tia. I said I would fix Nightbot. I haven't gotten around to it. All I can say is sorry for that one, Tia. Nightbot is challenging. But yes, if you're looking for a channel that does not mind if you fall asleep listening, Tia and LFT over at Decipher Podcast do not care. And I say that in the nicest way possible. On my rough nights, that's where I am. Tia's come to realize that now, that on my rougher nights, I hang out there, I listen to their amazing content, but Nightbot got like 4 people in my last live. I need to fix Nightbot. It's on the list of things to do for channels. Why are we looking at channels though? Thank you. You know what would help me be a little more calmer though? Fixing my Nightbot. But I'll get there. See, SRB, when we did our last live, I was about ready to call Nightbot a certain word that starts with the letter B, because the Decipher ladies call their Nightbot a certain word that starts with the B, and it perfectly fits my situation right now with Nightbot. Tia knows what I'm talking about. I I'm not 100% sure Crazy Mama has discovered my channel. You'd be surprised. A lot of the creators that I covered have not discovered my channel yet. Exactly, yes, Irby. We can't post it or we get yelled at. Let's see. Another. Let's see. Kate Does Crime has been covering Letitia and Lori's cases. So if you're looking for another creator who tends to go later into the night, Kate is one. Alex Erickson, aka Allie, sometimes goes late into the night. Positively Parker goes late into the night sometimes, although she, like me, has been busy with college and finals. So we will wait patiently for her lives to start back up again. The Word Case Studies covers Lori and Letitia. Let's see, who else? ATS News works hand in hand with CDT. You can find them hanging around the Decipher podcast or even sometimes Evil CJ. I've started to see them popping in there, which makes me super excited. Kate is awesome and so is Parker. I completely agree, Tia. However, Kate and Parker have not yet discovered my channel. So I will have to fix that so that they can enjoy our amazing family that we have going here. Criminality is a good creator. She covers all 3 cases in one live, so she'll cover Stouch, West, and Vallow all in one live. That's where I started out. I knew about ATS before I knew about CDT. But now I've become hooked on both of them. Although sometimes their very early morning lives are hard to make, but I watch on replay because I stay up late at night, either falling asleep to lives or bouncing between so many different creators' lives at the moment that people get lost in the mix of things. There was something else I wanted to talk with you guys about. I guess I will. Yes, ATS and CDT are amazing. I guess I will drop the StreamYard link down in chat. If anybody wants to come up and you aren't currently busy, feel free to come up. We're going to have an open panel. You can talk about whatever you want, whatever's on your mind. Just come and chill. I know SRB is busy painting a bench. I know Kitty was waiting on a phone call. But Tia, if you are not currently researching any of the amazing cases you have been covering, you are welcome to come up. Kitty, if your phone call is done and you are not busy, you can come up. I would invite SRB up, but I believe she is still painting the bench that she was painting when we started. Thank you, Tia. Tia just reminded me of something, actually. Please, 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 please make sure, if you'd like, of course, to subscribe please make sure you hit the like button. It not only pushes my video and everybody else's amazing videos out into the algorithm, but it helps you guys as our channel guests to get notified. What do I mean by that? Well, to call on, oh, thank you, Tia. What does the music remind you of, Tia? Like, honestly, because some people say it reminds them of being in the ocean. I've had people tell me it makes them sleepy. I've had people tell me it makes them think they're at a spa. But also, to go back to what I was just saying, I'll use the Decipher channel as an example because I was there the other day when it happened. It's okay. You don't always get notified when creators go live, such as I am notoriously late to Tia's lives because I do not always get notifications. So if you want to hopefully make sure that you are not late, I mean, nobody's ever late here, but if you do not want to miss the first few minutes of a live, try and hit that notification button. I hope it's working. I hope Cass is doing well with her little one. What else? I was gonna touch more on grief, but honestly, unless we get back into the same conversation that we were having at the end of last week's show, which I'm more than okay with having again, there's not really that much more to talk about grief-wise at the moment. We can definitely, however, get back into that conversation. Oh, SRB finished her bench. Lovely. I'm glad you finished your bench, SRB. I'm sure it looks lovely. I think we will slightly get into the conversation that we were talking about last week. Let me just switch the banner around. Oops. Let me not close that. Thank you, SRB. You know, Tia, I said it earlier. You might not have been in. Today's not a great day, but being here with people that are as amazing as the people that are in here are definitely makes today a little bit better. But I hope you are having a great day. Touchy subject warning. I should change the banner again real quick. Hang on 1 second. Give me 1 second. We are going to put that up just for a second. There's no CSAM being mentioned. I just have to change the banner that was currently running on screen and cannot do both at once. There we go. Trigger warning, addiction. If you get triggered easily or you are going to addict bash, please consider this your chance now to step away. That's okay, Tia. I appreciate you being here. We are not going to show any videos for this discussion. I'm just gonna kind of share more of my perspective on things. I'll try and keep the more so triggering parts out of the conversation, but addiction is a topic that needs to be talked about, and with May only being, hang on a second. With May only being technically 1 week away, well, 2-ish weeks away, I figured that we should continue with our conversation that we had last week. For those who do not know, there will be no lives. Well, I can't guarantee that I will be live next week. That is still up in the air. But the week after April 27th, so the week of May 1st, I will not be live. And the week of May 7th, which is that Sunday, so technically May 8th, I will not be live. I can try and be live the week of May 15th. But honestly, it depends how those 2 weeks go. I've said it before. You'll see me hanging around the creators' chats more those 2 weeks. And as I am an open book for the most part right now with what I'm going through, my mother's anniversary is the 8th. And although she was not the best, I have people who are better than she was, and those are the people that I will be hanging out with. She lost her fight to addiction, and it took her at a very rough time. Oh, hello, Kid Kitty. Let me add you. Hello, hello.
Hi.
Hi, it is nice to hear you. How are you doing?
You too. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'll be better after these next couple weeks pass, but I couldn't be any better without the amazing people that I found over the past couple weeks.
Well, we're all glad we can be here for you.
Thank you. I was gonna say, I'll either be at CJ's the next couple weeks, or I'll be hanging around the Decipher Guard ladies the next couple weeks, because there's a few creators that really know what's going on behind the scenes, and Tia is one of them. So,
Well, I'm glad you have people that have your back,
thank you.
that are there for you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, SRB. Kitty,
I can't see.
SRB said, "Hey, nice, Kid Kitty and Butterfly on panel."
You're the only second channel, other than Evil CJ, that I've been on panel.
Oh, thank you. I almost got on my own StreamYard today with the wrong channel name in. I put Butterfly Kisses instead of Speak for Those Who Can't. So
it happens.
I do know that, Tia. And there's quite a few that hang around your channel that have made it quite clear that I'm always welcome with you. It's just some days are harder. She does make a comfortable place. Oh, well, SRB, I don't know who you're talking to. If you're talking about Tia, that is true. If you're talking about me, I try to. So thank you. But yes. So to give a bit of a funny story to you, Kitty, I hang around the Decipher podcast channel about once or twice a week, depending on what lives they're doing and how awake I am to actually listen without falling asleep. And on my rougher days, I always ask LFT if she's been to Walgreens and if she's gotten anything. And it's become a running thing. But when Tia and LFT are not live, then I have to just imagine in my head that LFT went to Walgreens and got something. Because LFT loves Walgreens. And
oh, really?
She goes there almost every day, and it makes me laugh every time she says that she goes. she either ends up going the days of the lives, or she tells me that she's going to go tomorrow, and then I don't know what she gets. So it's become a running thing over there. That, and I think of a lot of the content creators that I found and that I've been following, the Decipher podcast is probably one of the most patient creators with me that I found, because they don't get annoyed. I can have the most off-topic conversation in the Decipher podcast, and they do not care.
That's awesome.
And it honestly, it helps a lot, because
I've been on her channel a few times.
yeah, I have not been on their panel yet. I need to.
I haven't
get
been on the panel. I've been on their channel.
Oh, I've been on their channel, yes, but I need to get on their panel soon and talk Delphi and give my own things. That's what we should do. We should do a Delphi live soon.
I started watching the Delphi with Evil CJ, but I don't know. I don't know a lot about that case other than what I've seen with Evil CJ and JSD. That's about it.
I definitely will, Tia. The only panels that I've made it on yet have been CJ's panels and Criminality's panel. I was supposed to go on another panel, but some stuff happened with that creator that we will not mention because this channel is a safe space. But
right,
I respectfully declined. However, the Decipher podcast is a panel that I will go up on. I just need to figure out when. See, though, and maybe Tia can give her opinion. I keep thinking that Delphi, and there's another case that I can't think of off the top of my head that starts with an S, are connected. And let me look up what the other case is, because I just had it up earlier. There is another case similar to Delphi that happened in the same state that I've been trying to connect the dots to. So
I'll probably know it if you say it. I can't think of it.
Let me Google. Let me see. Oops, not what I meant to search up. Hang on, give me 1 second. I just looked this up earlier, but now I cannot. It is Delphi and whatever the case is that involves Elizabeth and I'm blanking on this other girl's last name. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I will chat with you guys while I look this up. Yes. Maybe Stevenson. It starts with an S. You might be right. I did talk about it the other day, but now I can't figure out which one it is. Hang on a second. Bear with me. Evansdale is the case I was looking at. If Evansdale Peace and love, Tia. Thank you. Thank you for jumping in as well. I appreciate it. I've been trying to figure out if Evansdale and Delphi are connected. It's become my current side case. So, well, they are looking into that too, SRB, with a case in Stevenson. Like, not in Stevenson, but they are looking into a case in Boone County. Cold case detectives at the Boone County Sheriff's Office in Kentucky are investigating any possible connection between an unsolved double M in 2011 and the 2017 case of Abby Williams and Libby German in Delphi. So they're looking into that case too. But yes. And I've been looking at the other case that happened involving two missing kids who went missing in similar circumstances to Delphi. But I have not yet figured out, because reports say they are not connected, but there are very close details that they are connected. So, with Evansdale, which is interesting.
Yeah, it might end up being connected. We don't know.
Yeah. Because Evansdale is on Friday, July 13th, 2012, 8-year-old Elizabeth June Murray Collins and her 10-year-old cousin Lyric Ray Lynn Cook disappeared while on a bike ride in Evansdale, Iowa. When they didn't return from their ride, they were reported missing. The girls were spotted by a witness between 12:30 and 1 p.m. on Gilbert Drive, not far from Lurker Myers Lake. And then they go on to discuss the similarities between Delphi and Evansdale, which is quite interesting. But the fact that all 4 bodies were dumped on a land used for hunting has me interested. So
Right.
I'll drop that link, SRB, if anybody's interested in it. It is. And then at some point down the line, I want to cover some more CSAM stuff eventually. But that might be a work in progress of a few months before more CSAM stuff gets covered. Because I was looking for information on my own case that happened out of the country involving somebody, and I cannot find anything. I was going to cover my own CSAM case for people, but there's not that much out there on what happened. So it's quite interesting. I get lost on CSAM stuff, SRB. It drags me down a rabbit hole. And the most recent rabbit hole I've come across with CSAM stuff is that every kid who's a victim of it is actually a victim of it twice. And so I've been telling people that instead of something happening to me 3 times, it's happened to me 5 times. And I mean, it's just interesting. CSAM stuff there's a lot. Yeah. So I had an incident happen 4 years ago. And then I had another incident happen 4 years ago. And then I had an incident happen 2 years ago. And between those 2 years, it all accounts to 5. So
sorry to hear that.
Yeah. But as I was told today, I'm probably one of the best people in those situations now because I know what to look for.
Right.
So, I mean,
not that that's a way you want to have to know how to look for it, but
yeah,
it makes you stronger, I hope.
I think so. I also like to believe that what I went through as a child helps make me stronger. I mean, I don't speak
Right.
openly about what I went through as a child, but there's a lot there. And
Right.
I mean, having grown up surrounded by alcoholics and addicts, I think it's definitely like, it's just, there's a lot out there with it.
Yeah.
We
A
do,
lot you had to
SRB.
go through.
A lot that I had to go through, yeah. And
Yeah.
a lot that if people heard it, they'd be not in denial of it happening, but they'd be in denial of me telling them it happened. So there's just a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and I mean, in the future, I could possibly explain some of it, but a lot of what I explain is done privately because there's just so much thrown into it. So,
Right.
and like, I had all these plans, like, thank you, SRB. Like, I had all these plans, and I was originally like going to whatchamacallit, I was gonna make a Discord server and have it running for this channel, but knowing, and this could possibly be the other part of this stream, and I can change my title, knowing what's behind the scenes, on not even really behind the scenes, but knowing what goes on in some of the more private servers made me change my mind, because there are quite a few servers that I have been removed from for no reasons other than I saved messages from people talking about me and they did not like it. But there's some things get interesting behind the scenes with some true crime
Mhm.
channels. So I did not want to be a part of it, which is why there is no Discord server for this, because I've dealt with the evils of Discord can be very dangerous, SRB, and that's where I was going. The second incident that happened to me 4 years ago involved Discord. So I've become skeptical. I use it because there are certain amazing creators on there, but there are other creators who end up actually making private servers out of their servers, and their mods are in it. And their mods are not open people. And that makes it hard. It makes it hard to have a community and a safe community when people don't know who your mods are. Or people
Right.
don't know what's being kept behind the scenes. For instance, even though this is my channel, it will probably take me a few months before I show my face, because I need to make sure that certain people are not around.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have to be that way, you know?
It
Shouldn't
shouldn't
have to
have
be.
to, but it is. Because the
Yeah.
one panel that I went on before I went on CJ's is the one panel people were taking screenshots of my face and giving it to this creator and storing it for themselves and stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I actually have a picture of the screenshot that was, as of a few months ago, still going around. And
Wow.
I still support the creator whose panel I went up on, but I no longer support the creator who did it. A lot is wrong with people. In fact, let me see if I can find something real quick. It might take me a minute. So, but it did not. Okay. Let me find it. It's loading. Give me a second. In fact, I had people a few months ago. Let me see where it is. When this originally started between people and I, let me find it. Let me find it. They said there was stuff being thrown out, and they said, like, I know who took the screenshot. I know fair well who has the screenshot. Like, no, but people do. And not, like, my channel is not a drama channel, but just to throw stuff out. So November, what did it have been? November 15th is when people started to talk about me behind my back. And they were actually not even talking about me behind my back, but they would go creator to creator to creator that I followed, and they would watch me in the chats. And then they take that information and they go back to the creator with it. The one.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Such
Oh my
as,
God.
I won't say who this is from or who this is to, but such as, quote, I went over, and one thing I did notice, guess who is active on her channel? Quote, who? Quote, my name, the one that folks think. Quote, she was on your channel for a bit, and I mean active. Mind you, on the 6th of November, I had asked if I had said that I would go up on panel myself there and talk about the case that they were covering at the time. Somebody said in the chat, I think blank, said she wanted to come up too. And so somebody responds to that and says, I have to figure out how to deal with the blank situation. Y'all, she's a little kid. She isn't being honest about her age. Is what I had come across. Upon further digging, same night, little bit later over time though, they ended up saying, quote, she said the other night her biological father died that morning and she lost her mom a few months ago, quote. Which at that time was not public knowledge, but had been made public by no choice of my own. And then that quickly turned into, quote, who knows if that is true? If so, that makes it more tricky. Quote, sounds like she has many issues. So sad. Quote, any guesses how old she is? Quote, when I saw her on Criminalities, she was on video, but it was dark. I just took a screenshot from the live. Quote.
Boy, some people are just so cruel.
She is in the bottom right. And then there was stuff about other creators in there, but we will not mention them because they know very well what has been said about them. And after I finally thought that everything was done, they went on to say, that's not the right chat. They went on to say, quote, quote, holy blank, she played me too, quote, I'm pissed. Quote, I remember the first time she came onto one of blank creators' lives. I'm sorry for what she put you all through. On the bright side, from the screenshot you all showed that she took, everyone was just discussing her age. In my opinion, that was a much needed conversation to have. She sounded young, but she also looks young. Quote, quote, what was Allie pretending to be? Oh well, my name's out there. Who cares? Quote, a person with feelings. I was trying not to, but. And then they threw a screenshot in of the personal chat that I had with a member from there. And quote, she wanted to go on panel last night, but the creator wanted to stick to her topic. God knows what she wanted to say. Quote, quote, damn, this makes me wicked mad, but what's done is done. I wonder if she's in other chats now and doing the same thing. Quote, that's exactly what it is. She wants attention and pity, so she does whatever she can to get it. Quote, quote, her phone number is a blank area code. Blank inserted because they had put out my phone number. Well, SRB, if you have Facebook, we can talk over there. I won't put it out here, but I do know a few people that were behind this as well. And I do know a certain face that hasn't been around at criminalities in the past couple months since all of this went down, to say the least. And I do know a private conversation that was put out by one of a certain creator's things that weren't supposed to be put out. Yeah. Not only is this crazy, after I copied these messages and I went to a certain person about it, the certain person said they couldn't find anything. And then, miraculously, I was kicked from the server. But nobody knows who kicked me, other than I was kicked after I copied the second round of messages. Mind you, said creator, who we will not name, had told me on the date that my second daughter passed that they would do anything I needed. Except that did not happen because they, yeah. I want to see.
Wow.
Yeah. It's wicked behind some of the streets. And I wish I didn't close the one thing that I closed. But, I closed a few things. So, I can't fully view them, but, even like people who I thought were good people ended up actually going out and saying stuff that was not true, but that they took to be fully true. So it's just
In their minds, they took it to be fully true, but it wasn't.
But it isn't. But they think it is. And it's quite shocking, actually, that they think it is. But I mean, I was told by certain people in their community that whatever I say would not leave them. And certain things left. So, I mean, that within itself was kind of shocking.
Right. You just don't know who you can trust anymore, you know?
I mean, I know to a certain point, but I will even say that that certain point at times isn't always concrete, if that makes sense.
Yes.
I know there are communities that I can trust. I know that there are safe channels that I can trust where certain people, and at the time what I was calling them, certain people and their minions will not follow me around. But I also know that if I were to go back into a certain creator's chat, that certain things would be put out about me.
Right.
I also know that oops, that's not the right thing. I also know that I am not the first person this has been done to by this certain person. If that puts anything else out there. I know of at least, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 other people, plus me, plus a most recent case, so 5 other people plus me that this has happened to, just in the time that I have known of this certain creator, which hasn't been that long. And they continue, and people don't catch them because they do it so innocently, or what they think is innocent, that people can't do it. And what's funny is, hello, Chris. Exactly, SRB. When you trust someone enough to tell them really personal stuff, and what they turn it in, and them turning is horrible. But I was also told by this creator that they cared about me. I was told, besides me, Chris, it is Kid Kitty.
Is that Chris Gideon?
Yes.
Hi,
our
Chris.
Lovely friend who's been helping me get this channel going. But good. I also know that I lost what I was saying for a second. I know that if I were to go in to channels, certain channels, and say certain things, that the things that I would say would be taken straight back to this creator, and they would turn it into something else. Because they did it to their own mods. And if anybody would do that to their own mods, then a person in chat who they do not necessarily like would also be put out.
Wow.
Not only that, I forget, give me a second to get my words. This creator in particular has younger children who have some special needs. and has told me that she understands where I'm coming from. But, with that being said, contributed to the conversation that I read out earlier. Really, SRB, you're not surprised? I feel like you know who this is, SRB. I feel like you know who this is. Not that it's an issue. I'm just not saying their name for a certain reason, but I feel like you know who this is. I will say this, after I copied those messages, I was nervous that said creator was going to go out on their own channel and bash me for copying those messages. I'll put it that way. I also happen to know that said creator went crying to said creator's mods the first time I copied messages, and had one of her mods call me at like midnight to let me know that I had quote unquote made issues worse between her and another one. Come to find out, her and the other one did not necessarily like each other to begin with. And it made a bit more sense. But I have not been around said creator's channel. If you look back, okay, I can take your comment down. There's no other comments to put up at the moment, CJ. Chris. I can put up SRB's comment if that'll make you feel better. What was I saying? I also happen to know, though, that after this in particular incident happened with me, that it happened to one of their mods, who I tried to tell that what they were doing was wrong. So, yeah, the ridiculous drama. Ridiculous drama being certain creators get mad at their mods and then end up sharing stuff that is not meant to be shared with people who you don't fully know who they are.
Right.
And again, like, my channel is a safe space. It's not meant to be drama filled, which is why I'm not naming the name of the creator. But because if you look at my live from last week and you look at the names of the creators that are on there, I won't say I purposely left one out, but there is a key one in the true crime community-ish that is not in that list of creators. And I did that for a very good reason. Because my whole logic with this being a safe space is if I don't feel safe on a channel, I will not put it on that list. And that's what I can say. Yep. Thank you, SRB, and I appreciate that. But sadly, others are not like that. And a lot of people from one in particular community are people that will do anything for information.
Right. Anything to further.
Help. I also know for a pretty good fact there's videos going around YouTube of this creator. And to say furthermore, not drama related, but more CPS related, when somebody in the YouTube community had threatened to call CPS on this in particular creator for an in particular reason, I was the one who went to this creator and said, CPS doesn't take people like that. Just over one small report, there has to be multiple made. But this creator was freaking out, and multiple creators posted on their community posts about it. And this creator in particular covered Quentin Simon's case, which involved CPS. But they didn't really know that much on CPS. Yep. I'm not saying I'm not perfect. Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm not perfect either. And it's the reason why I don't mention names. And, you know, I should have went up on Criminality's panel with my camera off. But I didn't. And, you know, that is my mistake. But at the same time, I low-key think that this creator isn't the only creator out there who does this. I know of at least one other one who used to do it. No longer does it, but used to. And I'm slowly repairing my communication with that creator. But again, I mean, you've gotta, as a true crime creators should maybe, in the nicest possible way, understand CPS and how CPS works. Especially if they're covering cases that involve CPS. Instead of bashing other creators for covering the same cases, maybe a bit of understanding about how CPS works would be a bit more helpful. Just because CPS falls into so many true crime cases, I feel like, especially now. And there's a number of reasons for that. I won't get into them in this live, but there are a number of reasons that CPS cases tend to go a bit crazy, in the nicest term. And again, what you see in chat from me, as SRB just said, that is the real me. What you hear on panel is the real me. And I've tried really hard not to say a single word about this creator in particular. But when it comes down to it, the reason I don't name names is because I want people to feel like they're welcome anywhere. And that they don't just have to do the creators that I'm friendly with or that I support. But I know that at some point somebody's going to listen to this and know who I'm talking about. If SRB doesn't already know who I'm talking about. And, you know, like, I'm not going to be one of the creators that sits here and says, oh, you're welcome to go wherever you want, but you're not allowed to go to these people. Or you can go to wherever you want, but I'm going to turn around and say stuff about this person. Because that's not who I am. I've had it happen to me. I know how it feels. I've sobbed to many people over people doing it to me. That I could never do that to somebody else. Even the creator that did wrong, I'm not naming names. Because in the end of the day, they do deserve support. I just have found the people that I deserve to be with as well. To leave it nicely. And as their small community filters out, as they've started doing, and discovers more channels, I think the whole dynamic over there is going to change. And it'll be interesting when it does, because, again, I know of at least one person that's left for certain reasons. Thank you, SRB, and I appreciate that. Again, I was nervous for weeks after that my name was going to be put out on that creators channel, because it wouldn't surprise me. And to say one other thing, it wouldn't surprise me if in their server currently on Discord, there's more stuff in there about me. Because that's the way that channel works. However, with that being said, one of the reasons my name on YouTube changed from what it was to what it is because I wanted to get away from people. And I wanted people to be able to spot me and know who I was without me being constantly followed around. Hence why my channel name is different from the name that I chat on. And why when I go up on panel, my channel name is not up on panel. I would stay out of Discord, SRB, but I have friends who are not in the true crime community on there. And I'm in a few small Discord servers for true crime. But none of them have certain people in them. So, and that's, what were you going to say, Kitty?
I have to take this phone call. It finally came.
Go ahead.
I'll hop back and chat for now.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Hugs.
Hugs. Thank you, Kitty. I'm not even in CJ's server. So, CJ has not yet given me his link. But, what was I saying? Kitty is the sweetest, definitely. Although you all are pretty amazing as well. But to continue on, this is not a trauma conversation, by the way. This is just an open arms conversation. I know other creators that have spoken out about this certain creator. And well, that's one useful way to use it, right, SRV? I stand by, and I will say this again, I stand by the creators that have spoken out about this creator in particular. Oh, Chris, wow, you're in here. Kitty does not have a YouTube link, so I cannot make them a mod because they do not have a YouTube channel. Find me somebody just as amazing as they are, and I will gladly make them a mod. But they have to get along with the members in my channel and the moderator that is already a moderator for my channel. Which I know won't be an issue for you. But to go back to what I was saying, I stand by the creators that have spoken out against this creator. And that's not to say that the creators that have spoken out changed my viewpoint. My viewpoint has always been mine. I've not let anybody influence my viewpoint one way or another. In fact, I went to one of these mods of this creator and I said, hey, I don't know, Acerbi. That is a good question. I wonder. I said, hey, there's this stuff out here about this in particular creator. What can you tell me? Is it true? And Those mods said that's absolutely not true. Stick around and find out. So I stuck around. I'm not going to give their mods credit. For only one reason. Because some of what they said was not true ended up being true. However, with that being said, the mods that have left this creator's channel in particular and gone their own ways have blossomed into a beautiful community. They found the correct people to be around, and it shows. But use SRB. Is SRB okay with being a mod for my channel? Chris. Let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Chris said he has so many creators that he does awesome modding for that I don't know that Chris could take on my channel as well. I'm okay with making you a mod. I'm okay with making Kitty a mod as long as I can figure out how to do it. But that involves figuring out how to do this, which seems to be an issue that I have. Let me see if I can figure this out. Yep. Oh, that's how you do it. I'm so smart. Ha! I figured it out. Don't mind me saying I'm so smart. It only took me a few days to figure this out. 1, 2. Maybe. If this chooses to work. Give me 1 second, everybody, and we can continue our conversation. I can't do things 1 second. There is a 3 dot by your name. Yes, I am trying. Oh, I figured it out. Hang on. I know what I'm doing. There you go. Try that, SRE. You'll mod, Chris? Cool. Kid Kitty, if you're still in here, would you like to be a mod? Offer stands for you, as it has since the beginning of chat. I was going to say, I can't go on too much longer because I do have things that I'll have to do. But there you go, SRB. Now you should have a fancy dancy wrench next to your name. Chris, you should also have a fancy dancy wrench next to your name. I need to get in touch with Crazy Mama of the Decipher podcast and get my Nightbot working so you all stop getting timed out for simply putting emojis in chat. That's it. Chris, I believe I just made you mod. Did I not? Hang on. I can't see who's mod in StreamYard. I have to go back and actually look. Yes. Chris, you're a mod as well. You have a wrench next to your name. Yeah. And also, Chris, I can't get in touch with SRB easily yet. So I can't really tell SRB when I'm going live. And when YouTube fails to notify people, SRB may be one of the people that YouTube fails to notify. So it's always best to have somebody that I can get in touch with. That's okay, Kid Kitty. I was just asking if you wanted to be made mod. It's up to you. I don't force moderation on anyone. And I want to make this clear that I will not talk moderation issues with my mods unless something serious comes up. So, that's okay, SRB. I'm waiting on an email from Cassie too, if you get in touch with Cassie today. It's not urgent, but I know she has her hands full with her little one, so I can wait patiently on that email. Chris and I will be getting together eventually in the next couple days to plan another case. But just keep in mind the dates that I said I will not be going live. Because if those weeks do become a live week, it will be a very short live, not a 1 hour going on 2 hours live. And I'll be completely honest with that. Okay, thank you, SRB. Yeah. I don't know if CJ has my Facebook. Chris has my Facebook, though. I am okay if you have Chris on Facebook, SRB. I'm okay if Chris links us. I do not have CJ on Facebook, though. I just will be out of commission for a few days. So, have to ask Cypher if she wouldn't mind being a mod, but we can do that when I find her next. I have to figure out something to do in June for you guys. We will not be having memberships because, well, I don't have enough time right now to make members only stuff. Yeah, that's a good idea, SRB. Let's not do that. Although my community is safe. Let's just... I made you mod, kitty. You should have a wrench next to your name. You should be blue. I can't see it on StreamYard right now. But you should be blue. If somebody can confirm. Oh. Well then, Chris, if you have SRB on Facebook Messenger, can you send me SRB's name on Facebook Messenger? And then I will just friend SRB that way. As long as that is okay with SRB. Since we talk. Thank you, SRB. No, Chris. Rewind for a second. Chris, can you send me SRB's username on Facebook through Facebook Messenger? And then I will friend SRB. And then SRB and I can get in touch. Yes. It should be you, it should be SRB, Chris, Kid Kitty, and CJ, or mods. And I'll say this too, for my mods that are currently in here, if there comes a time where you're like, I have so much going on in my life that I can't mod right now, I completely understand. All I ask is that you let me know, and I'll find somebody who can temporarily fill that spot until you are ready to come back. I'll never not let a mod leave. Because, again, that's not who I am either. That's not who I want people to think I am. So, But also, and I should put this in my introduction, is people have to understand from my side, I can't go live every week. I can't go live every time I say I'm going to go live, because sometimes things come up for me. My days aren't perfect, as I'm sure nobody's are, because perfect isn't a thing. But there are days where going live is not going to work for one reason or another. Most of the time, that's going to be because I either did not sleep the night before or something came up. And I say that because, yes, please do, Chris. I say that because, again, the next couple weeks, I'm not going to be able to guarantee anyone that I'll be in their chats if they're a content creator, or that I will be going live. And I say that now because I don't know. And with busy schedules, oh, Chris, you might not have a busy schedule. I have a busy schedule coming up. I'm going to squeeze a live in between the 8th of May and the 15th of May. But I cannot go live on the 15th either, as I have other arrangements going on. I can say that. Yes, SRB has a young kiddo. I owe my family members some attention as well. And specifically, one that I've helped out with for a very long time. But what's coming into play for June, which is kind of crazy to believe it's only like 2 months away, is going to be a celebration. And not only is it going to be a celebration, I'm going to email all of the creators that I have their emails for and let them know they are welcome to join. And it's going to be an open panel. It's going to not be true crime related. Unless, of course, somebody wants to relate it to true crime. But it's going to be very laid back. That's what's coming up in June. I know it's 2 months away, but my schedule gets busy. Thank you. SRB. What I haven't mentioned, and I've kept it very concealed, but somebody that I took very good care of, with what's coming up in May, is not doing too well. And so between that person not doing well, and between my days with sometimes struggling, that family member comes first. I'm going to put that out there. It's why I won't be going live after a certain time, because he comes first. It's also why I've been a bit more distant in some chats lately. Is because I've been trying to take care of some behind the scenes craziness that's been going on. And it's not easy when you have a family member who goes out and spray paints black across pink and purple flowers in memory of someone. And that's what I've been dealing with the past couple nights. And I thought that after I had a long conversation with this person yesterday afternoon about it, that things would change. And they decided again last night to go out with a can of spray paint and spray paint flowers. Chris, you can hop up on panel and not show your face. Like, not to force you, but you can hop up and not show your face. But that's what I've been dealing with, and in reaction to that, I've had some very upset family members because another family member has decided to process their grief, and they're not a part of the immediate family, but they've chosen to process their grief by spray painting flowers that I take the time to put out. And so, not only that, they don't just spray paint flowers, they take scissors and cut the flower heads off. But, yeah. Hugs, SRB. I'll see you tonight at CJ's. Can't guarantee I'll be in a perfect mood, but I'll be there. With that being said, we've gone for almost 2 hours. I'm not going to make this live private, despite us mentioning what we were mentioning about the one creator, because I did not mention their name. And with that being said, we've now gone on for 1 hour and 53 minutes. My voice is getting tired. I have things I need to do. So I am going to stay here for a second and say thank you all for being here. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button if you liked today's video. Not only does it get me and other amazing, fabulous creators into the algorithm, it helps you all as channel guests, as friends, as supporters, as whatever nice thing you want to call yourself, get notified of when I and other creators are going live. With that being said, make sure your notifications are on, because if you don't have your notifications on, you aren't going to be able to get notified, even if you do hit that like button. I think I've covered everything that Nightbot does not cover. But on that note, thank you, Kitty. I was just about to say goodbye to everybody and that I would be over at CJ's tonight, unless the Decipher podcast goes live, in which case I'll be bouncing between the two. But if nobody else has questions related to true crime, I think I'm going to go ahead and end my live, because I do have things such as lunch that need to be done. But if there's nothing else that people want to talk about true crime wise, I am going to go ahead and end it. So just let me know. I'm okay if we want to talk true crime, but at some point I do gotta eat lunch. See you tonight, Kitty. Thank you. And Chris, I'll message you, but I am going to go ahead and end this. But thank you